There is no issue in the political sphere that's more important than the protection of unborn children. When I travel across the state talking in churches, the issue of life is the primary issue Christians are concerned about, and for good reason. On average, there are 33,000 unborn children put to death through abortion here in Georgia. That's 90 children per day, roughly 10 per hour in a typical work week. This is a tragedy we cannot ignore. Romans 13 teaches us that government exists for the punishment of evildoers and the praise of them that do well. And there's nothing more evil than the taking of innocent life. In 1973, the Supreme Court ruled that because no legislature had ever answered the question of when life begins, that the court would have to decide that determination. Consequently, all state laws restricting abortion were struck down. Well, now science tells us what we already knew from the Bible, that an unborn child is a human life. You know, King David in Psalm 139 tells us that God knew him in his mother's womb. God knows each one of us even before we're fully formed. Psalm 127, 3-6 teaches us that God loves children and wants us to protect them. Remember, John the Baptist was the first person to recognize Christ as Messiah as an unborn child when Jesus was still in Mary's womb. And in Georgia, our laws have finally acknowledged the reality that an unborn child is a living human being. In 2019, Georgia passed the Life Act, or what we know as the Heartbeat Bill, one of the strongest pro-life bills in the country. Georgia law now protects unborn children from the moment their heart starts beating. We also allow families to claim unborn children on their state taxes and for expectant mothers to receive child support. And we are trying to create a culture of life that recognizes life in every aspect of our lives. Now, while the Heartbeat Bill was an incredible step in the right direction, the fight is not over. A study from the American Medical Association found that Georgia's Heartbeat Bill would have prohibited 91% of legal abortions performed in Georgia since Roe v. Wade. This is an astonishing outcome that will save thousands of lives, but we want to see a state where all life is protected. Citizen Impact has engaged in adoption reform and partnered with Christian organizations that work within our foster care system. And because of the Heartbeat Bill, there will be a whole new mission field of children to love and to care for. In the wake of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, we've entered a new era for the pro-life movement. Roe has been our focus for 50 years, and we have to place a renewed focus on sharing the love of Christ with these children that have been given a chance at life. In addition to these efforts, we will continue to look for creative ways to strengthen our pro-life protections in the state. Thank you for your prayers as we continue to create a culture of life in Georgia.